Hi, Collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirm, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Wisdom of the Shadow, Zodiac signs. Gemini, you're up. So, Geminis, you guys are known to be expressive, very sociable, and versatile Zodiac signs, Geminis. Also, Gemini, you guys are very intellectual. You're very adaptable, quick witted, but you can be deceitful and gossipy at times. So let's talk about the most important shadow work for you at this time, Gemini. Okay. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. So just take what resonates, leave what does not. Also, please make sure that you watch your other placements. All right. So, Gemini, what is the most important shadow work for Geminis at this time? Gemini. Okay. So, Gemini, we have self-reflection as your first card out, shedding illusions, and shadow dance. So, Geminis. So, this is encouraging you to do some self-reflection, do some introspection, take some time out away from distractions. Geminis, because you guys are very sociable, you're very expressive, right? You have a lot of different groups of friends that you hang out with. You like to travel. You love everything about sociability and being able to move around. But sometimes, in order to find self reflection, find a moment to self reflect, we need to be away from the chaos. We need to be in a atmosphere of stillness, quietness. And in order to deal with self reflection, we have to look inward, right? Because that's what's going to help you to see what you need to improve, help you to figure out how to make better choices or decisions in certain situations. This is what's going to bring more self awareness and improvement to your life. So maybe you have, um, you know, this way of being a little bit impulsive at times, maybe with the things that you say, maybe with your actions. Maybe there is a lack of awareness of how that could affect the people around you. While you are very sociable, you also are okay with your individuality, meaning that you make decisions that you want to make and you really don't care how other people feel about it. You're going to make a decision that works best for you, which is an amazing thing. I think this is more about self reflection, meaning how are you taking care of you? Are you too busy being social, moving around, traveling, hanging out, and instead of taking moments to self, with self, by yourself? And even if you have moments when you are by yourself, Geminis, are you actually self reflecting? Are you really reflecting on your life? Are you really looking at those important aspects that need improvement? Okay, so this is just some encouragement to try to take some time to do that if you don't find you give yourself a lot of time to reflect on things. And then we have shedding illusions. The first step is awareness. The second is acceptance, reality, honesty, self love. What I get from the shedding illusions is there could be where, Geminis, you have a hard time when it comes to change. And when I say change, I mean a change in your relationship status, a change within a family dynamic, a change within a friendship dynamic. I feel that you are more comfortable when things are the same. You're not very comfortable with change. change can be hard. And when change is difficult, sometimes we create illusions about situations, even ones that are not good for us. We kind of put on what we call rose colored glasses so that the situation looks better than it actually is. Or, we can trick our mind into believing that we are still okay in the situation, knowing that the situation needs to change. So, this is about being honest with yourself about your reality. And that is a form of self love. Keeping yourself in a situation that is not good for you because you don't want to deal with the change, and instead creating an illusion that everything is fine, or it's something that you can work through or deal with, or make better, is a form of neglect of self. So, this is about making sure that you are truly accepting a situation for what it is, the true reality of the situation, being honest with yourself about it, and releasing it if it's needed, but just making sure you're seeing clearly. And then you have shadow dance. And this is just about not being afraid, again, to dance with that shadow aspect of you. What are your fears? What are your insecurities? And truly looking at those things, not being afraid to look at them in the face and truly recognize what they are so that you can begin to reflect on them, right? So that you can begin to improve on them. This allows forward movement. But like I said, I feel like while Gemini, you do love traveling, you do love to move around, you do love to socialize. But I feel like when it comes to your foundation, you do not like to change that very often. And sometimes when you have to look at a situation for what it is, sometimes it requires movement, right? It requires you to dance with that shadow and face it head on. And some of you guys may struggle with that a little bit, okay? Explore your feelings, delve into insecurities and unresolved emotions. Confirmation. Authentic closure and peace. Sometimes, like I said, we have to look deeper in order to truly figure out where we need closure, where we lack peace in our life. But like I said, it takes self reflection, it takes shedding the illusion, not depending on the rose colored glasses to block out reality because your mind doesn't want to deal with the reality of a situation. It means dancing with the shadow and becoming friends with it so that you truly understand it, and opening up your heart and actually truly exploring the feelings that you suppress. The feelings that you suppress that keep you from truly being your authentic self, those feelings that you suppress that have resentment and sadness and anger built up underneath the surface. You can't find peace, true peace, inner peace, when there are pent up frustrations and sadness and anger that you push down and you push away because you don't want to deal with it. So it is encouraging you to explore those feelings, to truly allow yourself to feel through those emotions so that you can find some inner peace. All right, Gemini. So, what are the strengths and abilities that you will need to help you with this situation, with your self reflection, with getting rid of those illusions? Gratitude. Gratitude brings more joy and abundance. Have you been overlooking the good in your life? Take a moment to appreciate what you have. This mindset will attract even more positivity. So, with gratitude here being a strength and ability, I feel like it is about not being afraid to look at the reality of your situation, being honest about where you truly are, in any type of relationship dynamic. And once you have taken off the rose colored glasses, it is then about accepting the situation for what it is and still being grateful, even if it's not ideal yet. Being grateful in that moment for the resources, for the home that you have, for the vehicle that gets you to and from work, for the resources to be able to feed yourself, to take care of your family, your friends, your loved ones. There's so many things to be grateful for, even in a situation that feels less ideal or less desirable. And I feel once you find a way to be grateful for all of those small and big things, that is what brings more joy and abundance towards you. This is how you manifest more gratitude. Okay. What else? What other strength? Okay. Confusion, and then we have freedom. Confusion is temporary and leads to clarity. Are you feeling lost? It's time to slow down, be patient, and allow clarity to emerge in its own time. Yeah, so again, it's easy to feel overwhelmed when you're constantly on the go, move, 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 move. That's why self reflection is so important, because it makes your brain slow down. It makes your brain turn off from the everyday chaos and allows you to get rid of the confusion and find clarity. Freedom. Freedom is about following your inner voice. Have you been feeling trapped by responsibilities, Gemini? I feel like this reminds me of the spread I did for you for the end of 2025, when I talked about how your foundation is so important to you, Geminis, which there's nothing wrong with that. Your foundation should be important. It should be the most important thing, especially when it contains people that you love, people that you care about. But sometimes, Geminis, I feel like, since we're talking about shadow here, I feel like you can take on too much responsibility and then you truly feel weighed down. You feel trapped by the responsibilities that you have, to the point where you don't feel like there's a way for you to have freedom. And so your freedom is finding those moments to get away, to socialize. But the reality is you are not happy about your true foundation. So releasing those burdens and following what makes you feel free, light, and alive is what's encouraged. Yes, it doesn't mean that it's easy to just walk away from a foundation, especially if you are the breadwinner or you have a large contribution to the foundation. However, it is about acknowledging that you wanted to improve in some way. That is something that you can acknowledge, and there is stuff that you can do in order to feel less burden about the situation, to feel less trapped in the situation. But again, you have to shed the illusion, and you have to not be afraid to truly look at it for what it is, okay? One more. All right. True love. Some of you guys are longing for true love in your life. True love is a deep soul connection. I feel like a lot of you guys either have this, so you have a good support system, you have a good foundation, when it comes to love and support. But I feel like there's a number of you who are looking for this, who are truly looking for real love, true love. I feel like you've had other experiences in matters of the heart, but it's never quite satisfied you in that way, like it does when you watch a romantic movie, right? That connection that is undeniable. I feel like this is what you are looking for, that one of a kind love, that authentic love. But you have to trust that it's out there. And you have to love yourself first. And love yourself first means self-love. It means not living in an illusion. It means accepting reality for what it is and making adjustments that help you take care of you more. The more that you take care of yourself more, then true love can follow and attract towards you naturally. So it goes hand in hand. And it starts with you, Gemini. Okay. But I definitely, universe says yes. So the universe is confirming for you that yes, true love is out there, but yes, you got to take care of yourself first. They are waiting for you, Gemini, because they want to bring love towards you, the love that you deserve. Okay. What's Gemini's advice, Spirit? What's Gemini's advice? Create a new identity, embrace change, and rediscover yourself, crafting a narrative aligned with your true essence, being true to yourself. Confirmation. Being true to you. You are such a giver. You give with an open heart, but it still can be a burden for you as well. And you have to be honest about that. And being honest about that doesn't make you a bad person, Gemini. It just means that you're being real. You are one individual that carries a lot of responsibility and burden. It's exhausting after a while. You have to be honest and be able to say that and be comfortable with expressing that. That's the only way to be able to start to change the situation, truly looking at it for what it is. It's time for you to rediscover who you are after being a person that gives all the time to others. It's time for you to give back to you. Celebrate your achievements and savor the triumph of your ascent, for you've climbed high and earned your view. Yeah, you've done so much. You've climbed so many hurdles. You have longevity in your foundation. You make sure things are taken care of. You make an impossible situation possible. You need to be proud of yourself. You have reached and taken care of so many things, but I feel those things that you do are overshadowed by the burdens, the heavy weight that you carry, all the bags that you carry, all the hats that you wear. It's time for you to slow down and self-reflect about what it is you want in life, who you are and who you really want to be. And celebrate yourself because you deserve it. Yeah. Happiness is simple. Find joy in life's small wonders, for they hold the key to a fulfilling and contented heart. What are those things that make you happy, Gemini? Are you doing all of those things for yourself? Harmony's call. You need to find balance. Embrace equality and pursue justice. Keep an open mind as answers unveil your path to balance. You need to balance out the scales here. This is what you deserve. Some of you guys could be dealing with a situation with the justice system, a legal situation that's going to go in your favor. Hear what's unsaid. Tune into the silence for truths that words cannot express. Listen deeply. Again, a lot of self-reflection is needed. I feel like you need some quiet moments. Those hard moments that, again, we avoid when we don't want to feel deeply, when we don't want to deal with our emotions, right? But I feel like it's going to be healing for you if you can do this, Gemini. Yeah, and enjoy the journey. Embrace each moment fully, staying open to new experiences and lessons along the way. Enjoy the journey. The journey should be about you, Gemini. The journey should not just be about who you are taking care of. This journey is also about what you are doing for yourself. You have no problem putting smiles on everyone else's faces, but what are you doing for you to ensure that you actually feel true joy inside? Not just a laugh here and there, but that true inner peace, that stillness, that peaceful feeling with no chaos, no overthinking mind. That is what this is encouraging you to do for yourself, Gemini. All right, what is your animal spirit for my Geminis? Wolf, earth energy. What is the advice from the wolf for my Geminis? You guys work so hard, you give so much of yourselves to other people. It's just time that you give back to yourself too. And if a situation is not comfortable, or if you feel like there's something that needs to change about it, don't be afraid to change it, to express how you feel about the fact that you feel there needs to be a change. Guardian of family and tribe, activism and ritual. Yeah, you are definitely a wolf energy. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. When in balance, the wolf energy is reliable, democratic, and fearless. When it's out of balance, it's very judgmental and dominating. To bring into balance, practice letting go. Letting go of things, situations that don't serve you. Because again, you deserve to feel peace, inner joy, especially as much as you give to others, as much as you care for the people in your life that you love. You should never feel like you are lacking, Gemini. Okay. What is your birth of soul? Okay. The labyrinth. Where in your life are you encountering obstacles? What strategy can help you find the way through? Yeah. I feel like you have a lot of obstacles that you face in life, and I feel like you carry all of the burden on your shoulder at all times. So, what strategy can help you to find your way through these obstacles? What solution will allow you to release some of the burdens that you carry on your shoulder? Maybe it's just a need for more of an equal give and take amongst the people that you care for. Instead of you trying to carry it all, maybe it's about sharing the responsibility instead of feeling you are solely responsible for everything. What's the most important shadow work oracle for my Geminis at this time? What is the most important shadow work oracle for my Geminis at this time? Inner child. Some of you guys have had a loss of a parent that affects you deeply. I listen to the parts of me seeking to be heard. I look at life through the lens of playful curiosity. So much about our lives were shaped before we were even consciously aware of what was happening. How we perceive love, communication, the world, other people, and ourselves were happening far before we knew how to write our names. Our nervous systems have been tracking and processing information since the womb that forms how we walk in the world as adults. We haven't outgrown our inner child. They are still within us, with many stories to share if we are willing to listen. As children, we are naturally creative and uninhibited. If we were told we were too much of something, perhaps we learned that we needed to make ourselves different to receive love, which led to making ourselves and our emotions smaller to not create waves. Maybe we felt like we were not enough, and so we overcompensated. Perhaps those of us who had gifts of sensing energy were told that we were weird, wrong, or to stop daydreaming, and so we denied our true nature. Check in with your inner child to see what wisdom they have to share. Consider turning to them for guidance in times of uncertainty. Invite play, creativity, and curiosity into your life. What pains from your childhood shaped who you are now? What younger version of yourself was your favorite and why? What patterns do you have now that you remember as a child? Overcompensating, overgiving stems and can stem from feelings of inadequacy from childhood, feeling like you were not good enough. So you needed to overbuy gifts to make people feel special, to do anything and everything to put a smile on people's faces to ensure that they were happy in some way, to feel valuable. But Gemini, you are valuable because you naturally take care of the people around you, even without them asking. You deserve this in return. You deserve equal give and take. You deserve love and support, true love and support. It's time to get back to who you are, self discovery, self reflection. But that is what I have for you, Geminis. Thank you for joining me in Wisdom of the Shadow Zodiac Signs. I pray the message was useful for you, Geminis. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this type of reading. I really like the fact that I can still address shadow work, but I can make it more personalized per zodiac sign. So let me know. We'll love to know your feedback on that. But I hope the message resonated. It gave you some food for thought, some good advice. Hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me. But until next time, you guys, bye.